After Devin Haney suffered a brutal no contest against the racist Ryan Garcia, a lot of people has been questioning his skill set and whether or not he deserves to be mentioned amongst the other top boxers. So in this video, I'm going to break down his strengths and weaknesses and then determine if he still has what it takes to be mentioned amongst the greats. Let's go over his strengths first. Number 1, his use of his lead hand is masterful. More specifically, his jab, his lead hook, and the way he frames his opponents is top tier. He basically beat Kambosos all off one hand. He did a lot of jabs, a lot of check hooks, and then he framed them a lot to stop his offense as well. And obviously he used the right hand too, but he still used mostly his left hand in that fight. Number 2, he's really good at turning his defense into offense. You can tell he learned a lot from Mayweather the way he uses his shoulder roll. He baits people into throwing shots by making himself look defenseless, and then he quickly makes them pay. Also, a little honorable mention for his speed, because he just did that shit so fast I barely could see what happened. Along with the shoulder roll, he also uses slip counters and block counters to take advantage of his opponent's mistakes. And the way he's so accurate with these power shots, it's just crazy that his opponents are still standing after they get hit by him, which is a problem that we're going to talk about later on in the video. Number 3, he's good at neutralizing aggressive opponents. He tends to frame a lot of his aggressive opponents, or he uses his jab and footwork to keep them away, which he did a lot to Kambosos as well. He also uses a shoulder bump to stop his opponents dead in their tracks. And when he does all of those things successfully, you can see the frustration on his opponent's faces. Number 4, he keeps his offense really simple. Haney usually only throws 1 or 2 shots at a time mostly. And if you watch his fights, then you'll notice he does like the same 4 things all the time, but he does them really well, so they work. So obviously he uses the jab all the time. It's easily his favorite punch, and if he says it isn't, then he's lying. Then he'll throw a lot of 1-2s, but he mixes up how he throws them. He'll switch up the tempo. Sometimes he'll throw fast, sometimes he'll throw slow. He'll go high then low, low then high. Sometimes he even throws both jab crosses to the body. Next, he lands his lead hook a lot. Sometimes he does it with a check hook, and then other times he'll do like a quick little load up and then come in with a hook. Then every now and then he'll put it all together and throw a jab cross hook, but he also does that at varying tempos as well. So sometimes he'll throw a jab cross, pause, and then fire back with a hook, which could throw off his opponent, because they're expecting after that jab cross that he's done, and they'll relax a little bit, and then he pops them with that hook. So as you can see, Haney clearly has a lot of skills, and obviously he has more than I mentioned, but these are the things that stuck out to me the most. But let's also check out some of his weaknesses. Number 1, and I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all was already thinking it, he has a lack of knockout power. It's crazy to me how precise a lot of his power shots are, but after throwing them, his opponents just keep coming forward. Right now, he has 15 KOs out of 31 fights, which sounds decent, but 10 of those KOs are against guys who currently all have losing records. And then 2 of the other ones have like almost 500 records. So a lot of the people that he is knocking out aren't that great to begin with. And then also he hasn't had a knockout since 2019. And don't get me wrong, it's okay if he's not knocking people out as long as he's still winning. But it's a problem because it's keeping guys in a fight way longer than they even need to be because they're not worried about his power. There's also times where I see him let up on guys instead of going for the kill. And I don't understand why he does it. And that's also a problem that Shakur Stevenson has as well. It's like they just don't take enough risks. I think that he's just so content on getting a dub that he doesn't do more than what he thinks that he needs to do. Which again isn't the biggest problem in the world, but why put it in the judge's hands if you don't need to? And also get the fans what they came to see, But again, if you don't care about that, then I guess it is what it is. Number 2, he gives his opponents good opportunities to hit him. I think Haney has great defense, but sometimes he just leaves himself open to be hit. And usually it happens because he doesn't get back to defense after he's throwing punches, or sometimes it just seems like a lack of awareness. And this is kind of a 3-part weakness because it's 3 specific situations that he usually does this at. So first, I noticed that sometimes when Haney goes to the body, he kind of just stays there, freezes instead of using his back foot as an anchor to come back to, and then it kind of just leaves him open to be hit. Secondly, as I mentioned before, Haney is masterful with his lead hand, but sometimes when he's using his left hand to throw punches, he'll drop his right hand and it leaves him open to get countered. And last, he lets his jab hand fall after shooting the jab, which he did a lot against Loma, and Loma ate him up off of that. So I think I would like to see him just use a little bit more head movement after shooting the jab. So little jab, slip, rolls, opposed to just jab, bringing it down and just staring. I know I technically only did 2 weaknesses, and I'm sure there's more, but I got tired of watching film after a while, so I I'll probably do a part 2 in the future. Overall, Haney is still one of the top boxers in my opinion. A lot of his flaws were exposed when he fought Garcia, but him and the rest showed heart when he kept getting off the canvas and continuing to fight. If you want me to break down any other fighter's strengths and weaknesses, list them down below in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.